everyone, this is Jitsu. I wanted to make a fast stance guide that's going to talk a little about the different stances in Myth Wukong and give you guys a pretty decent understanding on when to use each of them, because I think there's a lot of misunderstanding on when you should use what stance. And since I'm basically sitting almost at level 80, I thought I can actually start giving a guide to have kind of decent understanding of how to use them. Now, each of the stances have both strong and negative sides, and each of them are basically strong at certain things. For example, Smash stance is a really good damage stance. It's the stance you are going to be using when you want to deal the maximum amount of damage. One of the negative sides of it is that the heavy attack is super slow and super narrow, meaning you have to have an opening to get it off. You can either be at the beginning of the fight, or if an enemy is knocked down and you really want to deal a decent amount of damage. One of the good things about it that is in both Smash Dance and Thrust Dance is the ability to use a heavy attack after in a light combo. Now, a lot of the people I heard when playing through the game hates that enemies can sort of hit you back, and this is the way you can stop this. Basically, this can work against mobs, bosses, mini bosses, anyone that can and will be staggered by this. What I mean about this, when you unlock the ability, you can always, from the very beginning of the game, use a heavy attack from a light attack from both the Smash Stance and the Thrust Stance. The only one that doesn't have it before you're unlocking it is Pillar. But what's unique about the Thrust Stance one and the one in Smash Stance is that it gives you a parry. I would call it a parry. It's really spoken about here, where they're saying during a resolution strike, Destined One, as the monkey, can see through attacks. See through attacks is basically them saying, hey, he can parry attacks. So when an attacker comes towards you, you parry the attack and you take 0 damage in the stance, and it increases the damage. What's also really good is that from this see through attack, you can go either into a light attack again and build more focus, or you can end it with the Skyfall Strike. Now, Skyfall Strike as well can always be used, but should only be used if you get it from a see-through strike, because it then gains massive amount of focus, and you also get the Skyfall Strike to deal more damage. This is just a bonus on you, meaning you can keep doing and you can keep parrying and you can keep just attacking for endless. This is the same in Thrust Stance, but I like to call this stance more a supportive utility stance more than the big damage one, and that's because of this Woven Thrust. This Woven Thrust can be used after the attack and retreat, a forceful thrust that is basically this way of saying the attack you do from the parry mechanic. That's the same thing here. This is also a parry mechanic. From that mechanic, you can basically get each of these attacks. You can also use it from a standard heavy attack and go straight into it. It's a timing-based thing, so if you don't get it straight away, simply just learn the timing on it. It's basically at the end of the recovery of when the monkey or the chosen one leaps back. You can then hold the button and we'll go into a light attack. What a lot of people will see though is that the attack feels pretty useless because you run out of stamina, and that's where I call this the utility one. So further down the line, you can continue doing this retreat and keep doing this after you do the Warrior Thrust. But one of the best things about this one is that you can get Ebb and Flow. Now, Ebb and Flow gives you no stamina cost for anything for about 20 seconds. Yes, you heard me, for about 20 seconds. This is super good because you can then continue this strike, and if they ever attack you out of it again, you can simply just right click and keep going it. Or if you are in this one, as you're doing the Roaring Thrust, you can simply change it to Smashing Stance, gain the focus back, and then also stack critical strike rating. Something you can only get from this stance. This is why I call it supportive stance. It's the supportive stance that is used in Smash Stance. Because if you're getting this in Roaring Thrust, then changing the stances, if you then right click, the light attack chain will still recognize as a right attack, and you will get this constant flow, meaning you can stack critical strike damage and get a max damage Skyfall Strike, dealing insane amount of damage, staggering people and leaving you in. Now, then you probably think about, wait, what about Pillar Stance? I love Pillar Stance, I want to use this one. I like it too, and it has its utility. One of the biggest things with Pillar Stance that both of these doesn't have is the range. You're safe from all melee attacks as long as you have stamina. And as long as you build it out, you can keep this on going. And you can even get it to the point where if people knock you down, you will only do an attack and don't get thrown down. So it's really good. But I call this more a utility stance, and if there's ever more enemies you want to attack, you have the utility through Sweeping Gale. Now, Sweeping Gale is not anything that is going to give you a parry, but it is going to let you use stamina. So again, if there's a lot of people and you have focus points, simply go into this, and then again you can use Churning Gale with another focus. So you need 2 focus to use this one. One for your Sweeping Gale and 1 for your Churning Gale, and you will get a lot of damage if you use Collapsing. Now, when understanding all of this, it means that this game is super aggressive. So if you play this game, I'm gonna see if I can find someone actually managed to do this. But as you play the game, you're gonna see that you can be more and more aggressive. The game promotes aggressiveness as long as you have built up your focus, and through items and through setups you can really build it. One of the ones I'm using is basically this one right here. It's called the Spiking Staff, and it basically continues to give me focus after I do a see-through. This is a mace you can or a staff you can get later into the game, and you get it pretty easy. You simply just play through the game and you'll find it. And once you're here, you can then forcefully do these types of plays. You can simply build up and use a lot of skills around it. And then each of the stands has the uniqueness to it, right? So we're going to find this guy, simply building focus, right? Simply building it. And we're simply just going to build each of the focus in this. And now you can see I missed it right there. There we go. It's going to build again. You see, I haven't taken any damage yet. I'm still just continuously being aggressive. There, I mistimed it. Don't have anything anymore, so I have to back off. I never got it. But I didn't have any more. So constantly building on this, you're gonna constantly just stay aggro, and even I guess also stay really big. There we got it. You see it building up, and it deals a lot of damage. Now I have now my meter is filling up because of the staff I'm having, but you can still build this meter, right? I can't really see that animation here. Now we can build this stance again. Now that we have the critical rating, I think this is wrapping wrong. Like again, if you're going into the stance affair, you can then use this to get multiple high damage. If you're lucky to get damage there, you will knock down again. Resetting. Missed it. What you gonna say? I'm taking damage here because I'm still mistiming it and trying to do this video more than actually doing anything. But you can constantly stay aggressive when you get it. And that's what the whole thing with the stances. And I'm mostly just staying in flesh, right? Here he just didn't want to attack me. But changing through this each of these different stances. And say there's someone in the range you want to attack, then you simply use pillar stance. Now there are some other weapons and gear and set pieces you can use to get each of these different things even higher. But that's the whole thing about the game. You can actually force, or you can actually build stuff that is going to boost a lot more damage. Let's see if we can get it here. None of these guys want to attack. I'm never stopping. I'm like never really stopping attacking. And then he's timing it. See if we can find another guy that actually has a little bit more. There we have one. Now, for example, right here, I want him to use him, but I want to use pillar stance. Great way of getting the attack in, right? And then building from it. This is really just how you use each of the different stances. You use it as when do I need to do it. I could have done a smash attack there as well, but I guess not sure it's attacking, right? And then you want to be able to build. And every time you just see them want to attack someone, you can simply just stop it. Alright, did it really bad. That was kind of like a bad thing about, like, I also showed the using of some skills to simply spare and seeing how basically how you can basically attack everything. You want to do this instinctively, and as our time you basically see the attack coming. This is all about learning each of the different timings, then using the smash stance there to force someone to not attack you. In most of the cases they tried to attack me, right? But I was using different combos with different spells and also using each of the different stances and how you should be. But in most cases, throw stance is if you want to stack the stamina and get a lot of the stamina if you need it, and then for smashing stances is where everyone is there to do the full damage. Most enemies you can simply just stay and smash stance, but on bigger enemies maybe you want to start in throw stance, build up your 4-4 cascade, and then go into smash stance later on to really use the full stances. And then if there's someone longer by and you can't really get the damage on, okay, you go pillar stance and you use the full pillar attack to do an insane amount of damage from a very safe location. I hope this build, I hope this little mini guide of how to use the stances is gonna help you guys. And if you want a full build on why I highly recommend doing early game and how I recommend doing for mid game and late game, tell me. I will happily help.